Well, Razorback fans, we do have an update on Rocket Sanders and what it's going to be looking like for his situation, dealing with that knee injury. And we also have a very special guest, Tay Lockett, the phenomenal 2026 Razorback commitment. He's going to be joining us on the podcast, and it's all coming up, so you better stay with him.
You are Locked On Razorbacks, your daily podcast on the Arkansas Razorbacks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And welcome into Locked On Razorbacks podcast. I am your host, John Nabors. I am also the host of Out of Bounds. You can catch every weekday afternoon from 1 to 4 on 103.7 The Buzz and 103.7thebuzz.com. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Thursday as we're getting closer to game day in Fayetteville against Kent State. Always excited to have that going on. I know people are excited to have the game back at the home stadium and Razorback Stadium. But a few things, though, real quick before we get to the interview with Tay Lockett, which is a great interview, by the way. Great kid, and sometimes I feel like it's weird. I'm talking like, oh, yeah, this is a big-time commitment for Arkansas. But I was like, this kid's like 15. What am I doing? But, no, great interview, though, and really fun to talk to him because I enjoy getting to know players like that a little bit more, and especially when they're going to be all Razorback, which I think is really cool. So, anyways, Rocket Sanders. Let's talk about him. Rocket Sanders and the swirling rumors that were going on with his injury. I think it started yesterday. We talked a little bit about it on the podcast. And we had an update from the SEC teleconference for Sam Pittman where he says, quote, he's getting looked at. He got looked at yesterday, and he's getting looked at today. We're not positive where it will go at this point. I think I'll know a little bit more, maybe before our 2 o'clock meeting this afternoon. We're still waiting to find out exactly where he'll be for this week or even next week. So that's all that Sam Pittman had to say. Kind of up in the air, saying, we'll see how it plays out. He's got swelling in his knee and everything. Now, I have heard, and I think it was even Andrew Ellis, who was on my radio show from hogsports.com, who was on my radio show, say kind of the same thing, that Rocket Sanders is not going to play this weekend and may not play next week. That is what's being put out there. I don't want to speculate too much as far as what the injury specifically is, but I will go out on a limb and say that, you know what, that's the best thing for him is to get rest, because I think they should beat Kent State even without Rocket Sanders. And honestly, I think they should be able to beat BYU without Rocket Sanders. Not saying he's not important, but they still should be able to win the game. Now, SEC play comes up and you got LSU on the road. You're going to need Rocket Sanders. You're going to need everybody that you possibly can to win some of those games. So I'm not trying to minimize his importance. But as we talked about yesterday, if there's a position, a group that you were going to not have, that's the one to not have. So it's a frustrating deal, but I do believe at the end it's going to be fine for him. Because if you want to look at the bright side, or at least maybe look at some good news for the whole thing, having him only be out for this small period of time during this part of the season is the best case scenario. Like, I'd much rather have Rocket Sanders out against Kent State and BYU than have him out against Ole Miss and Bama, or have him out against Mississippi State or Florida and Auburn. Like, if he's going to be out for a couple weeks, this is the time. Arkansas is still at its healthiest overall as a team. Running backs, they have plenty of to step up. And so he was seen at practice with a sleeve over his left knee, and they're trying to work through it. Now, again, I take it as this, and I'm sure this won't come back to bite me at all. I take it as, if that was the case and they're trying to look at it and trying to go through it, it's something that they're just being more cautious about than anything. There probably would be a chance that maybe he could go this week, but no. Or even could go next week, but no. Rest is probably going to be the best thing for him. Non-contact is probably going to be the best thing for him. And if him being out for the next 2 weeks means he's full go, 100% ready to roll against LSU on the road, so be it. That's worth it to me. So I want to see him get healthy. I want to see him just work through this issue, which I know is, again, frustrating if you're a Razorback fan to see it like happening now. But he'll be back. He'll be back. And I think you could even tell now, it makes a little bit more sense that in the game against Western Carolina on Saturday at War Memorial, him not maybe being as good as what he was hoping to be, or maybe as not active. And I think someone even pointed out, too, and it made sense that if you look at the touchdown that he scored in that game, he didn't really jump up and celebrate with his teammates. Sam Pittman did say it did happen at the game, so it wasn't something that happened in practice or anything. But they're gonna do whatever they can to try to make it work and try to get him back to full health. But besides that, there's not really any other major injuries to any sort of starters that have been mentioned, which is good. So knock on wood. Hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, just not the news you wanted to hear. Anytime it's a knee injury, especially, it's like, man, there's one part of a football player that is you never want it to have any sort of issue. It's the knee. But let's just hope for the best. Let's hope that everything that's coming out about it is right and correct. And that's it. But I just wanted to give everybody an update on Rocket Sanders and his injury, and we'll see, I guess, more tomorrow when we do the podcast then. But, folks, I got to tell you before we get to Tay Lockett, the phenomenal 2026 commitment for Arkansas. For a championship team, it's about making sure every player is a perfect fit. It's the same when it comes to your vehicle. Every part needs to fit just right. So the next time you need parts or accessories, head over to eBay Motors. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, you can be sure that every part that you need fits right for the first time around. Just add your ride to My Garage and look for the green check so that you know the part will fit or your money back. Because just like in sports, confidence is the name of the game. And when you shop with eBay Motors, you get that. And over 122 million parts to choose from, you'll be back in the game in no time. So after all, it's easy to bring home a win when the right parts are guaranteed. So get the right parts, the right fit, and the right prices on ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. Eligible items only. Exclusions to apply.
You are Locked On Razorbacks, your daily podcast on the Arkansas Razorbacks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Right now, let's go ahead and welcome in a very special guest here on the show, a guy that needs no introduction but made his commitment known to the University of Arkansas for the 2026 class. It is Tay Lockett. And Tay, really appreciate you joining us, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. And I know it's been quite an exciting time for you, and especially committing to Arkansas. So let's just start right there. Why Arkansas? Why now? Why the Razorbacks? Why Sam Pittman? Just give us the overall feel of why you chose the Razorbacks.
I would definitely say my family played a very big role in this. Like a lot of my family actually lives in Arkansas, so they definitely helped me choose that school. But when I first went to the university, it was just nothing but love. Most of the schools I have been to, it was just like me and my mom and my dad could go. I went to Arkansas and they let my whole entire family come. So, that was very big for me, just showing that they're definitely big about family. So, and I'm very big on family. So that meant a lot to me. And then, just over time, building a relationship with Coach Pittman, Coach Woodson, Coach Williams, I just got to know them more, and I just really feel like I could trust them. And, I just feel like they're what's best for me when it comes to my athletic career and, overall my academics. So I just feel like Arkansas was the best choice for me.
Now, I know that you went about the process of making that commitment, and it was, kind of a surprise. And, of course, getting involved with your parents' birthday and everything. Just why so early, though? I think it's probably something that you've been asked before of a lot of kids wait until signing day, their senior year to actually commit. But you did it when you still got 3 full seasons in front of you. So why the timing of choosing Arkansas at this point?
I just had talks with my family a whole lot just about the recruitment process in general. And my dad actually went through stuff like this when he was in high school, and he was saying how he wished he would have committed a little bit earlier than when he did, because not everything really plays out how you think it would. And so he was just saying how if I feel a school is best for me right now, why wait? And so, I just felt why wait if I know and feel like this is what's best for me.
So what was the reaction from, teammates, people you go to school with? Because Arkansas, I'm sure, as you know, it's not like they have a pipeline into the state of California for a lot of players. So What was just the reaction that you had from people around you when you chose to go to Arkansas, a place where I'm sure a lot of people around you have never been before?
Yeah, it was definitely like very cool, like leaving my old school in San Diego and going to St. John Bosco. We were actually in Florida, like when I had like announced the news, and we're on a boat, and everybody just started going crazy. They're like really happy for me. Everybody's asking, oh, like why? And I just kept telling them like my family played like a super big role in it, because like without my family and like I'm not really anything. So I just give them a whole lot of credit, them and God for sure. So yeah, it was definitely cool though.
So growing up, of course, you talked about the connections that you had with Arkansas and the family and everything. Was there a particular player or particular team, something you just remember about Razorback football growing up and watching some of those games, or maybe a player you really liked the most watching?
I would say like recently, I've been watching a lot of like KJ Jefferson. I've been watching who I've been watching. The corner y'all got number 2. I don't even know his name off
Oh,
the top of my head, but
Dwight McGlothern.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. He's very, very good, like technically. So like I've been watching him a whole lot. Just like seeing like his transformation throughout the years. So yeah, like because I think he actually came from LSU and then you know been at Arkansas. He's just been working ever since. So yeah.
Those are some good ones to model after for sure. And you're listed as an athlete on a lot of outlets. And again, since you have 3 years in front of you, a lot of things can change and all that. But is there a particular position that you like playing the most, or is there something you want to focus in on? Is it just simply defensive back, safety, cornerback? Like what are you thinking about as far as your role of what you'd like to form yourself into as far as a football player?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, like my heart, I always just wanted to be a corner, like just guarding somebody's number one receiver all game and holding them to those no catches is like that's just like such a big thing to me. But like over the years, I kind of realized like safety is like, I don't know, safety's so fun. Like you're in the box, like you can make good tackles. You're kind of free too. So you have like all range to the ball, like I really enjoy safety. But my heart is really at corner. But I don't know. I really would like play wherever like the team needed me to play at the end of the day. For years, I kind of realized like safety is like, I don't know, safety's so fun. Like you're in the box, like you can make good tackles. You're kind of free too. So you have like all range to the ball, like I really enjoy safety. But my heart is really at corner. But I don't know. I really would like play wherever like the team needed me to play at the end of the day.
Speaking with Tay Lockett, Razorback commitment for the 2026 class. Now, Tay, I also want to ask just when, at what point in time did it really become apparent to you or maybe your family that you were a type of player that was going to basically have a universal scholarship, that you were getting recruited by everybody? At what point in time in your football career did you feel like, okay, this is something that is truly special, and I got a gift here? Because so again, since you're so younger on than you're, I guess, 15, 16 years old, but at what point did it say, hey, yeah, football's my thing and I'm going to be really good at it?
I would say like when I was first born, like just looking up to my brother because he played football, and I always like try to like model my game after him. And so like I tried to play tackle football with him. I was like 3 years old. I was just like like this is so fun. Like I'm playing a little kid's game. So like I just kept playing over the years, and like the first time I ever stepped on the field, like I was just a beast. And like ever since I just been playing football. But I would say like my 8th grade year, I had me like this crazy one-handed catch. I thought I was gonna be on ESPN for it. And my family was like, you're really gonna blow up one day, like if you just keep like putting in the work. And so like ever since then, it just started going up like like it started going a little slow. I didn't really like expect to get recruited in the 8th grade just because like that's like super early for anybody. And then like the summer of my 8th grade, like yeah, it just started getting real crazy.
Well, I mean, again, I couldn't imagine. When I was your age, I was probably like just sitting around, playing video games, not even thinking about futures or anything like that. So, kudos to you for handling it really well. And I know already there's been a few guys that in the 2026 class, the class that you're in, Bear McWhorter was another guy that's a big time player out of Georgia that's already committed to Arkansas. And of course, Kane Archer is another one that, you've tweeted back and forth, but just kind of now that you're committed to Arkansas, what's going to be your role, or how are you playing it out as far as helping recruit for Arkansas, get other guys, other great players to come and be a part of not only your class, but just a part of the University of Arkansas in general?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely say like trying to continue the California pipeline because California really do got the best athletes in the nation, in my opinion. But I would definitely say like continuing that pipeline because I have some friends out here that are like very good, at Bosco and my old school and things like that. And then I would definitely say like keeping the kids that are like really like that in Arkansas, like the Kane Archers, for example, like keeping them in Arkansas because like that's really their home. And like, I just feel like that would be like, like their family's dream come true at the end of the day. So I would just say like recruiting, like, recruiting any athlete that's like really, really good. And like, I feel like would help the team out at the end of the day, but definitely getting the California pipeline going.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be against that, especially if they can play. And, knowing where you're at just as an individual player, what are some things maybe that you want to work on or feel like you need to work on the most, not only this year, but just the rest of your high school career to make sure you're prime and ready for SEC football once it comes around? What are the things you're going to work on the most?
I definitely say like being in the weight room a whole lot. Like I'm already in the weight room a lot being at Bosco, but just continue to stay like consistent in the weight room. Being more of a vocal leader like off the field because like if you're very vocal, like people on the team will like listen to you and follow your lead. So being like more of a vocal leader.
Yeah. And I know people love to hear about, your football prowess and everything. But as far as Tay Lockett outside of football, like what are some of the things that you enjoy doing? Maybe some hobbies, maybe some things that people may not know about you, and people who are listening, of course, are Razorback fans, that's something that you'd like for them to know about you, just as far as stuff outside of football.
Yes, sir, for sure. I'm a big gamer. I'm really like a Fortnite only kind of guy. I used to play
Okay.
Madden, but I kind of like got away from that because I play so much football already. So I don't really like to play the whole little Madden thing, and it's not realistic to me. So yeah, I don't play that. But yeah, I'm a big gamer. I definitely like hanging out with my family a lot. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty simple. I just play football.
Yeah, I mean, sound like just another kid, because I feel like that's where all kids are at, man. Just gaming and playing sports. It's the way it's got to be.
Yes,
I am
sir.
curious though for your social media. You got the name Boogie too. So what's the background behind that nickname that you have? Is so much so that you put it in your Twitter and say that, hey, your nickname's Boogie. Where'd that come from?
When I was like really young, they had just turned the music on, and I'm just getting to dancing. So ever since they're just like, oh, he's just boogieing, like he's just dancing all the time. So got the nickname Boogie.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So now people can all know and how to address you on that too, and then following you on social media as well. So, Tay, man, real quick before I let you go, man, just for those that are excited about having you to be a part of Arkansas, I know it's going to be in a few years from now, but just something that you want to bring to Arkansas that maybe hasn't been brought before, or maybe the type of player you want to be at Arkansas once you get there. Just what can you say about that, and who you want to be and how you want to be remembered once you leave the University of Arkansas and your playing days are over?
Yes, sir. I definitely want to be remembered as somebody who is like good on the field, but like great to the people off the field. Because I haven't even stepped foot onto the campus to even play a down of football, and like Arkansas has just brought so much love to me and my family, and it's really a blessing. So I would definitely say like giving back to those in Arkansas, because like that's just very big to me.
Well, I know people appreciate hearing that too. By the way, you're going to go. I'm assuming you'll probably go to maybe some games, or try to make it to some games this football season, right?
Yes, sir. Right now we're trying to figure it out. I was actually in the car on the way back home from practice. We were talking about the games, like what game we think I could get out to. But like this football schedule is super duper busy.
Yeah.
And we don't really plan on losing like at all. So it's gonna be hard. But I think we're gonna try and get out to like Mississippi State.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we got to get to that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of them would be pretty fun, but hopefully by that point in time, when Arkansas play Mississippi State, they're having a really good season too. It'll make it a lot more fun. But
Oh yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
It'll be awesome. But hey, Tay, really appreciate you joining us, man. Great stuff. Good luck the rest of your high school season this season, and congrats once again on becoming and committing to the Arkansas Razorbacks, man. We look forward to seeing you play on the hill here in a few years.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Happy to be here.